Her customers loved her more. Not only would they buy bean cake but also compliment it with pap. Kemi, seeing this new innovation, made her sad and jealous. Soon Kemi grew resentful as she watched customers flock to Amina's stand while hers sat empty. There lived a hardworking woman named Amina in a small village in Africa. Amina was a single mother struggling to provide for her two young children, Fatima and Aisha. To make ends meet, Amina wake up early each morning to prepare her specialty, hot bean cake. She would carefully prepare her firewood, peel her soaked beans, add pepper and blend. She would add her seasoning and sliced onion to the batter and fry the mixture in oil over a wood fire. At dawn, Amina would balance large pans of piping hot fried bean cake on her food stand in the village's open-air market. She set up her stand along Food Market, a bustling row of vendors selling mouth-watering dishes. As Amina arranged her pans over small coal pits, the aroma of fried bean cake drifted through the market, enticing customers to gather at her stand. Her children Fatima and Aisha would call out loudly to customers to buy their tasty bean cake. Soon farmers, traders and laborers crowded Amina's stand, ordering heaping plates of fried bean cake. Using a large spoon, Amina dished out the perfectly crisp, golden brown bean cake slices. Customers raved about the dish. The bean cake had an irresistible texture, crispy outside yet fluffy within. Amina's cooking quickly became a highlight of the village market. Locals and visitors buy from her, and the income from the sales sustained Amina and her family. For years, Amina's business boomed and she was able to enroll her children in school while expanding her home garden for growing more produce. Life was good until one fateful morning, when Amina arrived to set up her stand and discovered a competing food booth had been constructed directly across from hers. The sign overhead read, "Kemi's Tasty Bean Cake." Kemi was also a single mother with two young children, Tolu and Tola. From the look of the stand, with shiny new pans, Kemi seemed eager to replicate Amina's successful fried bean cake business. Aisha and Fatima were instantly worried. "Mother, now that Kemi is here, no one will buy our fried bean cake anymore." Amina reassured her children the market was big enough for two stands. But privately, Amina felt uneasy about the new competition. How would Kemi's cooking compare to hers? Would Kemi try to copy her signature recipe? The first week Kemi's stand opened, curiosity drew some customers to sample her fried bean cake. But word quickly spread that while Amina's tasty, Kemi's version lacked the secret touches that made Amina's fried bean cake exceptional. Soon enough customers lined up again at Amina's stand. Amina knows that she now has a competitor. Instead of relenting, she decided to add pap to her bean cake. The pap was so thick, creamy, sweet and lump-free. Her customers loved her more. Not only would they buy bean cake but also compliment it with pap. Kemi, seeing this new innovation, made her sad and jealous. Soon Kemi grew resentful as she watched customers flock to Amina's stand while hers sat empty. One day she instructed Tolu and Tola, befriend Amina's children and get them to reveal their mother's recipe secrets. But Aisha and Fatima did not fall for Tola and Tolu's attempts to pry cooking details from them. Next, Kemi began arriving to the market early, asking her children to peep at Amina while making her famous fried bean cake. But wise Amina already mixed her ingredients, ready to fry. Kemi's trick didn't work. She decided to add creamy pap to her business too. Frustrated, Kemi became determined to sabotage Amina's business. One early morning, Kemi had her children help sneak open Amina's food pans and stir in salt and sand. They resealed the pans, leaving the tampered food for Amina to discover. Amina arrived blissfully unaware to begin frying bean cake and making her pap as usual. But as soon as customers bit into her dish, their faces puckered at the excessive saltiness. Something is very wrong. Amina and her children tasted the pap and bean cake and were shocked to find gritty sand melting on their tongues. Someone has ruined our good name, Amina's children cried. Though she quickly whipped up a fresh batch of pap, but word has already spread through the market about the contaminated food. For the first time ever, Amina had leftovers while curious customers wandered over to sample Kemi's fried bean cake and pap instead. Amina was certain Kemi was to blame for sabotaging her creamy pap and tasty bean cake. From then on, Amina closely guarded her pans to prevent any tampering. Though sales eventually recovered, the rivalry with Kemi remained bitter. Amina prayed nightly for their competition to end. Meanwhile, Kemi complained anytime Amina made more sales. One Sunday, Kemi hatched her ultimate revenge plan. She woke her children Tolu and Tola early and had them dress in their church clothes as a cover story. Then Kemi slipped away through the forest to meet with an infamous witch doctor rumored to provide charms and potions. "I ask that you make my competitor leave this village market forever," Kemi begged the witch doctor. "Give me powerful medicine so that my fried bean cake and creamy pap become the most popular." The witch doctor raised his brow at Kemi, then handed her a small leather pouch. "Sprinkle this powder into the other woman's pap. She will regret competing with you before the next market day." Kemi happily took the white powder and left the herbalist hut. She started her plans on how to pour the substance in Amina's pap. The next morning, Amina's pap and her akara batter was ready, only for her to fry. Kemi told her sons to trick Kemi out of her shop. The boys lied to Amina that her children had been kidnapped on their way to school. Amina left everything she was doing and went to look for her children. Kemi tiptoed into Amina's shop and poured the substance into her pap and bean cake batter. Soon enough, Amina found out that she was tricked by the boys. She came back to her shop later and her customers were already waiting for the creamy pap and tasty bean cake. She started frying and the long queue started to murmur on who to buy first. Some minutes later, the customers that ate from Amina's shop all complained of stomachache and died before noon. The food vendors in the market were interrogated and it was gathered that they all ate from Amina's shop. Everyone in the village cursed Amina and questioned her massive sales. Amina's was locked up in the king's palace and to be executed in 7 days unless she could prove her innocence. Amina prayed to God to please help her because of her children and good intentions toward her customers. 6 days passed, Amina couldn't prove her innocence. On the 7th day, the villagers already gathered in the village square ready for Amina's execution. When the palace guards brought out Amina, the villagers stoned her with egg, tomato and cursed her. When it was time for the execution, she was hanged and were to count up to 3 before shooting her. On the second count, Kemi's son ran out of the crowd shouting, "She is innocent," crying and breathing heavily. "My mother is responsible for the villagers' death. I saw her pouring a substance into Amina's food." Kemi's son narrated all that happened. The palace guards dragged Kemi and took her away and she was stoned to death days later. Amina was saved and told to return to her shop, but she left the village to settle in a neighboring village because nobody trusted her and her children. I hope you enjoyed the story. If so, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more stories like this one. Goodbye.